There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello and welcome back to Could It Be?
An Oak Island podcast.
We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
So last night, our friends in Canada got to see The Curse of Oak Island
They
season
did.
8, episode 11. Is that right? Yeah.
11. Yeah, because
So-
next week's 12. Look at that.
Yeah, so welcome. Happy birthday to Rick Lagina.
Yes. Happy birthday, Rick. Well, was yesterday technically his birthday?
No, I guess it's today.
Okay.
I thought somebody had posted that it was yesterday, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I looked at my list because I have this giant list of all the birthday of the fellowship people, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
Or what am I talking about? I found it, and it said, yeah, it was yesterday. But someone had found on the History Channel's website that his birthday is listed as today. So I'm going to go with History Channel.
Okay. I mean, I would think History Channel would know.
Yeah. So, Rick, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Go find some treasure, buddy.
Yeah.
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 All right. So we're here to chat about which episode? What is it called? Do you remember?
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we don't usually talk to the chat, but,
No, but
the chat is noticing something a little weird and a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him a little bit.
What are we going to talk to him about?
No.
Uh-oh. Deidre's leaving. All right, she'll be back. But I think it's because Deidre does not have her phone, and that's how I monitor. That's an essential thing for the podcast. Anywho, we have some friends that you may have noticed. I see that Jacqueline in the chat said that we got some more friends. Yes, we have more friends. And hey, Scott Barlow's in the chat. What's up, Scott? Scott, you're going to want to be around for Oak Island Trivia tonight because we have the very last question is about you, my friend. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to call your phone?
I want you to share it to our group, and then you're going to have to monitor the comments that I usually do.
Yeah, so we just pressed the button and went today.
Yeah, sorry, running a little behind.
You see Deidre's hair, by the way?
Yeah, look.
Isn't it beautiful? She got, her hair did.
I know. It was looking a little, out of control.
It looks great. Looks wonderful. Thank you. I can't do the chat thing like you do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anywho, we got some friends.
Yes, we have some friends. These friends, well, speaking of Scott, so there's one that's named after Scott hanging out here on the shelf. But y'all remember when I found we found a bunch of gnomes one day. Mm-hmm. And locally, like literally a pallet of gnomes. And when we interviewed Steve Guptill a while back, he said that him and Scott would probably win the Amazing Race should they be teamed together. And I was like, okay, this seems perfect. Let's pick up a gnome and send it to him. And we still haven't.
What's the connection with the gnomes and the Amazing Race?
No, the Amazing Race is sponsored by Travelocity, right? And one of the almost always they do something where they have to roam with the roaming gnome. They have to take him on an airplane or whatever it is, right? And this is definitely so we may have bought an army of gnomes a while back and started deploying some of them
to secret spots all around
North America.
So yeah, we're gonna announce something right now.
Why not?
We're part of a big nationwide treasure hunt. We're one of the contributors.
We've been waiting for this perfect moment.
Yeah, and we had been hiding these guys across the country. So they're all a bunch of them are deployed already. None of them have been found yet.
Nope.
Which is good because they're hidden and there's supposed to be clues that lead you to them. And so the first one that's going to be officially out there to be found. We're not going to give any hints to where he's hiding.
No,
but he's hiding right now, and it's going to be for a treasure hunt.
Oh no. I need to take that one because Emma can't get into class.
Oh, all right. I got it. Don't worry. All right. So we're part of a treasure hunt called the first annual Masquerade Tribute. Okay. And this is a treasure hunt that's put on by Mysterious Writings, a website about treasure hunting that Deidre and I have both written for before. And another treasure hunt group. It's called The Art of Hidden Messages. That's run by a good friend of ours. Anyway, they're hosting this treasure hunt. They asked us to write a treasure hunt for them. And so we have, and we've hidden a treasure. And this isn't come out until March. So it's a couple months away still. But it's just something to get excited about. And we're really excited about it because we hid something and someone's going to get to find it. And hopefully soon. We think our treasure hunt is difficult, but not undoable. So if anybody wanted to participate, you can maybe find one of these guys' friends. Because they're hidden. And it's going to be fun. So wish us luck. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to know more, you can, there's a group set up on Facebook. Let me see if I can get the name of it real quick. And you could join it. It's the Masquerade Tribute Treasure Hunts group. So just type that into the Facebook chat and you can find it. Or you can go to our facebook.com/OakIslandPodcast. And after the show today, I will post a link to that group. And I've already posted some information about it that we are involved because our names are like on the art for the announcement. It says, it has a bunch of great contributors from other excellent treasure hunts. And right down there at the bottom, because it's in alphabetical order, it says Dustin and DJ White. Could it be Oak Island Podcast? So we're excited. I hope you guys get excited about it. It's gonna be fun. And you might see us, since we have an army of these guys, from now on, it's kind of going to be our brand. And we're going to be taking these guys on trips with us. And you'll see them all across the country with us, but you're never going to know if we're hiding one in that area because we've already hidden a bunch. So it is what it is. And Deidre, and she's back from outer space.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still finishing. I got in trouble.
Yeah, so our children are back in school.
Yes.
And we have to sign a form saying that they're still healthy
every day
before they can go into class. And we forgot to do that this morning because we've been running around.
Yeah, I got in trouble because it has to be done before she gets on the bus. So I need to start setting an alarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
done.
Anywho, we are here for some Oak Island podcast.
Yep.
It was a long way to get there. I explained this new treasure hunt that we're part of, and we're honored to be part of it.
Did you let them know that Canadian gnomes might end up in Canada eventually?
Well, they're not going to end up in the United States.
They could, but that would be weird.
No, they're not going to. Or they're going to.
I'm just saying.
So, like people like, I don't know, Scott Barlow, if you want to find a treasure,
I know.
you can go find one of these treasures.
Maybe
if you're unsuccessful on Oak Island.
Maybe the first one we release as far as Canada gnome should be the Scott Barlow gnome.
Be like that gnome?
Maybe. Yeah. But no one will know because we'll swap them. Maybe. But now you know.
Now you might know. All right. So anyway, that's been fun to chat about. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
We're excited about it. And we hope that you guys join us on the fun journey.
Yes. And
just a fun little announcement for us. And we want to thank Jenny Kyle from Mysterious Writings and Beth. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to pronounce Beth's last name. Yeah, Holbeck. All right, let's see.
Did I nail it or I just make up her last name?
No, it's close. It's Hovanek. Beth Hovanek. She's a good friend of ours. I just never say her last name. So. So thanks for including us. We won't let you down. It's going to be a fun one. All right. So you want to talk about this episode of The Curse of Oak Island, Rocky Road? I do.
And we usually go by location, right?
Yep.
So where do you want to start?
Well, we could either do the Money Pit, the swamp, research center. Actually, I guess that's after the swamp.
Yeah. So that'll be post that. And the war room one has to go with the Money Pit. Let's get the Serpent Mound done.
Let's check that off the list because they certainly do.
Yeah, they sure do. Okay, Serpent Mound. Well, what we have deemed Serpent Mound will probably be called Serpent Mound forever because that's where it started at. So it's kind of got its own nickname.
It's got a good nickname.
Yes. Which is on lot 15. We have Aaron, Miriam, Liz out there, and Scott Barlow joins them. Scott gets in on the action.
He does.
Yes.
It's a real breakout episode for Scott Barlow, just saying.
OMG.
It's a breakout episode, so
yeah.
That's why he's
everybody else needs to take a back seat.
he's
It's
gonna be-
Scott time.
He's heavily featured, and he's also going to be heavily featured in Oak Island Trivia tonight. Just saying.
Oh yeah, Scott time, like Hammer time, but like it's Scott time.
Yeah.
Scott, you need some MC Hammer pants. We should send him some of those.
Yep. So Aaron enlists Scott's help to dig a trench through one of the serpent mounds to get a better look, right?
Yeah, I had put that Scott has been deployed to help with the dissecting of the snake. It's go time.
Go time.
And since he was sorted into the Slytherin house with me, it makes perfect sense. I mean, we got to take it head on, even the head of the snake.
Yep. So he says, "Hey, I'll help you." He jumps in to an excavator or backhoe or something and starts scraping stuff away. What do they find? Till.
Yeah, I was like, nothing.
They find the ground.
Yeah, they get down to what is till. Scott widens it for him. Like Aaron goes to explain, if they can dissect it here, they'll have a piece of the body, the egg, and the mouth. You know, kind of the pieces that we would normally see
of a traditional
serpent mount.
Gotcha.
Scott finishes up and he says, "I'll let you guys do your thing, and hopefully you come up with something good and exciting."
Hopefully.
And I don't know if that's what happened.
What happened?
If anything, we got more information.
They did get more information, and eventually we have like Rick and Gary joining them at the Serpent Mound to really get they wanted the lowdown. They're like, "Hey, what do we have here? Give it to us. We don't lay it on thick. We want it. We just want the facts, right?"
Yeah, we want to know if this is a significant archaeological find or not. And Aaron, who looks like I had in my notes, I was also doing like screenshots, and you know, we always mention Steve Guptill doing his Parting of the Seas with his
"Let my people go."
Yeah. But Aaron is standing in the middle of the serpent mound that's in a trench, and he's got the shovel in his hat, right? And it's a nice tall shovel. So I see this picture of him holding it, and I'm thinking, forget parting the seas. Aaron's going straight parting the earth. Like, forget that. So we have a new version of Moses, but it's like not Moses.
Land Moses. And
it's
then
like
we have water Moses.
Brosis.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, so he gets down in there. We see the till. We see the original root layer, and there's no rocks or anything on the bottom. So if this was a traditional serpent mound, we would at least see some type of structure to support it and to lay the foundation for whatever it is, right?
Yep. And they say, nope, you know what it is? Spoils pile.
Yeah, it's got to be a spoils pile. Miriam agrees. Everybody else agrees. We did get that charcoal that was dated rather old. We got that
could have come from the money pit.
Well, that's just it. And we got a nail from, not too far away. It very well could, and as Rick says in his little interview portion, just be a spoils pile, and they're taking it to the highest point to get it out of the way and not be so obvious. Rick also brings up the idea that maybe there was a feature or something there in the first place, and they're like, okay, let's just cover it up with what we have from the money pit. And a lot of people have asked, why isn't it just like a big mound then? Okay, we're looking at really heavy rocks and such.
Yeah, you can't. And back in the day, they're not going to be lifting those 8-10 feet high to stack on top of a pile of dirt.
Well, yeah, let's say we're using oxen and we're putting in the back of a cart. You're not going to throw them up to the top. You're going to open the back and
drag it across
and drag it and push it out, right? So it would make a serpent shape, and I can see why.
Or line-ish.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's easiest to get your oxen, because it's notorious on The Amazing Race, animals never cooperate. So you're not going to get them in a perfectly straight line. And that's probably why there's a couple other random piles is, okay, well, the mound is getting long, and the line for spoils was long. So I'm just going to dump it over here. It's all roughly in the same spot.
Case closed.
Bam. So we decide. Well, they decide.
Did you know who they credited with that theory? Like that it was a spoils pile?
Marty.
Nope.
Okay, I
Not
don't
in
know.
this episode.
No, who?
Guy that's in the chat.
I don't know.
Who's in our chat that's on the Fellowship of the Dig?
I don't. Oh, Scott. I'm looking for names. I
Oh
was
my
like, I don't
gosh.
see anyone from the Fellowship. Good job, Scott. I think Scott, this is going to be his breakout season,
It
and
already
all of a
is.
sudden, like from now on, he's literally going to be a superhero of some kind. He's come to the rescue in the swamp, which we'll talk about.
He is a hero. He's our hero.
I feel a card coming.
Okay, well, I've heard that before.
Oh!
Sorry.
Yeah, because I don't do anything
I know
around
that
here.
You do it all.
I know.
All right, so that's about it in the Serpent Mound because they say, you know what, we're going to redirect your guys' focus and energy over to the swamp because crazy stuff's happening in the swamp.
In the swamp.
Bye-bye, Serpent Mound. It was nice to hang out while we had you, but let's move on. All right, so we head into the money pit or the swamp.
Well, they head to the swamp.
So you want to head to the swamp.
I really don't care.
Oh, well.
But
let's head to the swamp. Why not?
To the swamp it is.
All right, so at the beginning of the episode, the first time we see the swamp, we got Rick, Dr. Spooner, Gary, Billy, Jack, Liz, Miriam, Aaron. It's almost like they went straight over to the swamp and started working. It's almost like this might be edited a little bit out of order, but whatever, that's fine.
It's telling a story, right? And we know that Liz, like when they were talking about the Serpent Mound, I mean, she wasn't there. She was like, okay, our resources probably need us over at the swamp. So I'm going to go get a head start over there. And they're like, okay, we're going to go join Liz. If that was my guess. But everybody's there clearing off the mud from the top of,
as you have to do if you want to get to the bottom of it.
And it looks like they do actually, because we get some of those like the aerial shots where it's like a drone real low coming over, and I know some of the archaeologists test pits on there, and there was one in the middle of the road, well, on the left-hand side of the road, and because there was one on the right, but the left-hand side one was dug all the way down with a pile of rocks.
Like Kroll?
Yeah.
Doug Kroll?
Like Doug Kroll's test pit, the pit of despair.
Well, you said it was Doug, so, you know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, everything's Doug.
Yeah. So Billy's like all in this scene. He's like scraping the top of that stuff.
Yep.
You know, exposing all of the interesting bits. And I don't know. Rick says that he would like to find a big keg down there full of like, who knows what, treasure.
Hey, he says he'd like to see a big keg full of something that down there. We're like, root beer? I mean, we used to do root beer kegs.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper.
Happy birthday, Rick. Have a keg of Dr. Pepper, sir.
He didn't specify what he wanted it to be full of. I mean, Crown? I don't think Crown's good for a keg.
I'm guessing probably just treasure.
We had a keg at our wedding.
We did.
Yeah.
And I didn't drink any of it.
Oh, it was tapped before we even got going.
Your brother.
And one of my maids of honor got together and tapped the keg, and all of a sudden I see him come back with beers, and Mom's like, I said wait till the wedding. I said, I don't care if it gets us. We will survive. Anywho.
Yeah, so Billy did something incredible here. He discovered something new yet again.
Yep.
That's all Billy does.
Yeah, and
he found a new squared off beam, and it was
Billy's beam.
Impressive. Yeah. Spooner jumps in to check out Billy's beam.
And
he's like, he's like literally like he's really eager to jump in to check it out.
Man, this guy, he's stoked when it comes to the swamp.
Yeah, he's almost like Spider-Man. I can see him like, flinging out a web and like pulling himself just straight to the spot. Yeah.
That's how he pulls out the log. He's like, it's my log. It's not Billy's.
Well, now you have an idea for the
for Spooner's superhero?
Card.
Yeah, he could like throw web beam it to
something.
Ooh.
All right. So Gary at the same time gets hit with the metal detector, and he's like, hey guys, no. I know you got something cool over there, but come check out what I found.
I know. I had put down that Gary like loses it. Like he audibly gasped. He's like, I thought he was gonna drop it.
Well, when he picked it up, but he had to get Rick over there first to dig this hole for him.
Well, yeah, but then he reached his hand in there and was like all over that.
Yeah, he was almost speechless. I don't think Gary Drayton does much speechless.
No,
but he was nearly there.
Yeah, pert near.
Yeah, but you think he was speechless when he found that ring on the beach and
probably.
Or was he like, holy shamoli? Real loud. I don't know.
And they get looking at it, and we've all been speculating, what is it?
What's the gold shiny thing that they've been showing us all season?
Yeah, and some people have said, maybe it was like a pocket watch. Others, we've all speculated about
big button.
I wouldn't have gone with a handle. Like, that wasn't my initial thought.
But they knew exactly what it was as soon as they flipped it over.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't let us know that until that point, which is fine because they have to make the show they have to get butts in the seats.
We didn't know, but that's okay.
It's fun. It's still cool to see.
I think it's important. It's shiny.
It's shiny,
which is good.
It's definitely like something that catches your eye,
mm-hmm.
So they're going to be excited about it.
Well, even Rick says he always looks at Gary's face when he gets the pinpointer out, and his face lit up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, Gary brings glee to the island.
I'm trying to think of a funny alternate Christmas carol that we can stick Gary's name in. But...
Oh, I mean, you could do the 12 Days of Christmas, but with his different finds, one Spanish ring.
5 toonies.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah,
not super valuable, but that's okay. So Gary, like you said, he calls everyone over, and they even bring it to Billy to take a look at.
Billy, you got to see this, dude.
Because Billy's like, I'm not. No.
Billy's like, I'm kind of working here.
Yeah,
but bring it to me.
Please don't stop. If they're so excited that they need to bring it to Billy stat, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Billy gives him a little pat and was like, yeah, that's really cool.
Really cool.
Get back to work.
He's like, I got things to do here.
He's like,
cool find, Gary. Cool find.
I found a beam. Mine's bigger than yours. Come on now.
All right. So even Rick is like, hey, Laird, over here, please get over here. You need to check this out, sir.
And I giggled because as Laird gets closer, he's like, it's Laird. Like, shh, put it away. Don't show Laird is how I took it. It's like, shh, he's gonna spoil our fun. And even Laird says that. He's like, I always what do you say? I always crush dreams or something to that effect.
Yeah. And he's like, Negative Nevin.
Yeah, he's Negative Nevin, which we learned from one of our interviews with him. That guy is hilarious.
That's his legit nickname.
Yeah. I think
Steve told us that.
Steve and Laird need to be a traveling comedy show. Can you imagine how much money they could make on the off season just as a stand-up comedy show?
I don't even like stand-up comedy. I go watch it.
Oh yeah. All they'd have to do is talk to each other and
it'd be fun.
We'd laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's taking a look at it, and Laird looks sad because he knows he'll have to crush them. And he says it looks like gold paint. He's like, sorry, guys, looks like gold paint to me.
But Gary's like, whoa, wait. It could be a low-grade gold, 10 karat.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like this come off ships.
Yeah, so he's not losing hope.
Mm-hmm. He's not willing to yet. You got to have the dreamers and the crushers.
Is not willing to let it go.
Let it go.
No, he's not willing. He's not.
To the new mysticist we go.
Basically. And isn't it kind of weird that Gary didn't go to that meeting with the new mysticist?
It is. He didn't go visit Sandy. And I thought maybe they would tell him it was something and then bring him in and be like, I'm not going to tell you yet, to get back at them for the find.
Yeah,
before.
But then that would have really crushed them.
Yeah, but
he might have quit.
There's no quitting, Gary. Come on. So Gary, like you said, he's thinking low grade gold, 10K. A lot of stuff he pulls off the coast is that type of patina, and goes to say it could have come off a ship. be a knob. And if it did, it would have been like from a captain's quarters.
That's that's the only possibility.
Right? That's the only possibility. It couldn't be from a secret box or jewels
Who knows?
chest or the Ark of the Covenant, which came over in Noah's Ark. It couldn't be any of those things. What if it's from Noah's quarters?
No, I'm pretty sure Noah's Ark was way before the Ark of the Covenant. Just saying.
Okay, then I'm going with it came out of Noah's dresser chest. It's in his captain's quarters.
If you say so.
Oh, geez.
All right. So,
Who?
they are they're excited about the find. Do you want to go?
Okay.
Let's go to the research center just to talk about how
I
that,
agree.
that turned out.
Well, the interpretive center.
My bad.
Come on.
I think it was research center.
No,
I think
it
you're
was
wrong.
definitely the interpretive center.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rick and Charles.
Please let me know in the chat if it was the interpretive center or the research center. I got 20 Bobby Dazzlers on interpretive center.
Okay. Like that's fake currency. Like why don't you
We're
put something
going
real on it?
to okay. I have first class seat upgrade for our flight on interpretive center. I'll just do it if I want to.
Because we're going somewhere this week.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So, anywho,
Interpretive center.
Sandy Campbell. What is he?
He's a numismatist.
Thank you.
Rick and Charles chat with him,
Mm-hmm.
and they're showing him Gary's most recent find in the swamp,
The gold knob.
the gold-colored object.
Yeah. And Sandy cleans it up with an ultrasonic cleaner.
Yeah, we get a whole thing about what an ultrasonic cleaner is.
Had to get a nice little animation and everything. Pretty nifty.
I mean,
It's probably
when
the
I
only
go
time
to
they'll
get
use
my
it.
ring cleaned, and it's been a long time,
Is that
that's what
use?
they do. They just drop it in one of those little bzzz things, and it
Cleaned it right up.
made it all Bobby Dazzlery.
Wow.
I bet you Gary's got one laying around for when he needs to clean up his Bobby Dazzlers.
Guaranteed. Because it makes it so that it cleans it without getting abrasions. Right?
Mhm.
All right, Sandy, he says that you can tell by the workmanship of the piece that is not modern. Far from it.
Far.
And it
From
could
it.
be some kind of knob from a jewel chest. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, now we're talking.
Or from a secret box. I don't know why the box has to be secret if
Yeah.
it has a knob on it, but
Mhm.
we can roll with that.
So a secret box or a jewel chest, what would you rather have? Secret box could have nothing in it.
It
Jewel
could
chest,
be
probably
Pandora's
jewels.
box. Actually, it's not what a secret box is technically. It's Pandora's box.
I guess, yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I don't want that one. So
Yeah.
let's go with the jewel chest.
Yeah, you could do something with those.
Mhm.
All right, so Charles asked Sandy, when, is this like an ornate piece? Is it more high end?
Mhm.
And because that's really what's got Charles's attention here. He wants to know if that thing's expensive. And Sandy says, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a high end piece.
Mhm.
So that's promising.
But I laughed about Sandy going straight to the secret box. And in my quotes, I went, "Okay, Sandy, calm down," because he was excited. He was in.
Do you think he's trying to generate more buzz for it?
No,
like-
I think he was like, "Yeah, this is
He's like,
fun."
He's like, I know
He's
this will be
seen
in
a
the
lot of
commercial
cool
for
stuff.
this will be in the commercial for the show. If I say secret
You-
box,
you
that'll
think
get more viewers in.
You think he's trolling us on purpose?
No,
I don't.
no.
I don't. Absolutely not. I would like to talk to Sandy. That'd be
Could
fun.
be fun, yeah. And
Could
so-
be. Do you have any doubt?
No, it definitely would be fun.
Okay.
So Rick says that it's funny that it appears gold, right?
Mhm.
And Sandy says, "Well, I don't know about that."
He's quick to say no. He
Yeah.
almost laughs. He says, "No, this screams brass."
Yeah, but he's like, it wouldn't be something like 10-karat gold,
Mhm.
but we have Gary over there that says, "Hey, I've found 10-karat gold."
That's
so
true.
don't write it off completely.
Yeah. He's saying it would probably be something higher, like 18 or 20 karat.
If it was gold.
Yeah, if it
Yeah.
was gold. Just because gold's much more dense than copper or zinc. And I'm like, okay, I can buy
If
that.
you say so, sir.
But like you were just mentioning, Gary has found stuff off the coast that looks a lot like that's gold and with the same patina.
Mhm.
But Oak Island's a mystery in itself, right? We never know what we're gonna get or what
Wrapped
we're
in
gonna
an enigma.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to point out that the chat is saying that it is indeed the interpretive center. You lose. I
I'll
win.
have to go back and view the video.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. Okay, I believe you guys. Okay,
He's gonna roll the tape.
first class upgrades. Okay, all right. Swamp. We're back to the swamp.
Okay, back to the swamp.
Laird, Miriam, Liz, Aaron, Trial Team, Charles, Steve, Rick, Gary. All right, that's a lot of people still hanging out in the swamp. Because all hands on deck.
All hands on swamp deck.
Rick and Gary are getting ready to search on the stone feature itself while everyone is working on cleaning it up. This is kind of at the end of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Or is this in the middle?
No, this is.
Oh, yeah, this is the end.
Yeah, this is the end.
Toward the end, yes. And so Gary's doing some metal detecting, as Gary does.
Yep.
And
what he's there to do.
Rick's there helping him with his handy dandy circle-handled red shafted
What?
shovel.
His trowel? What are you talking about?
Rick's shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a circular handle, red shaft.
Yeah.
Might be an Oak Island trivia question.
Oh, I was
Who
like,
knows?
This is a really weird thing. Okay, I see where you're going now. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe the shadow knows.
Probably.
Yes.
And
flags. He asked what Gary's already found.
He's like, oh, all the little orange and orangish red flags. Those are mine. And
yeah, and it's
like Rick is like, happy birthday to me. Like,
right?
That's a lot of
You didn't tell me I needed to like bring a bigger shovel.
Yeah.
Like he's like, okay, where do we start? So they start a couple flags over, and
you noted that Gary's metal detector this time is like this
it's huge
monstrosity.
Yes, and I'm like, okay,
it's like 2+ feet across. It's like a big, huge circle. Like it's not the typical. What is it? The CTX 3030. You know, it's a monster.
Yeah, it's a beast. I assume it's probably a coil that does well with high levels of water in the area since they're in the swamp. I know it was very dry there this summer, but it's been a swamp for a long time. So, yeah, it's huge, and for some reason it won't stop going off when Rick's starting to dig around the flag that they get the hit at. And it appears that the item is under the log that's there.
And so they're like, well, we have to move the log.
Yeah, let's move the log.
So they have to call in a specialist.
Yeah, well, Rick gets digging.
They're like, where is Billy? We need Billy, but Billy's nowhere to be found.
Oh, I was like, they never called Billy.
No, but who do you think first if you need something pulled with an excavator? You think Billy?
Well,
but we have a new hero in town.
But not this episode. Scott dissected a serpent mound. We've
did.
seen his handy dandy surgical skills.
We have.
And so
I'm impressed.
Yeah,
Scott's
me too.
Killing it.
Scott's the man.
We have a new hero in town, or maybe it's a new sheriff.
Oh,
Sheriff Scott.
You know, I feel like he already is a sheriff since he says it's like hurting cats.
Okay, Guppy, if you watch this, you need to get Sheriff pin for Scott Barlow to wear around next season, and it says Sheriff of Oak Island.
Just like Sheriff Barlow.
Yeah.
Can we send him some spurs too?
Yes.
So he could wear the spurs.
And a 10-gallon hat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Scott. Keep an eye out.
New sheriff in town.
And he's like, please.
Pilgrim.
He's thinking, oh no. And it'll all come with a gnome.
One of these guys?
And then he's going to open it up and glitter's going to come spouting out of it.
Okay. Calm down. All right. So what happens when they finally get Scott over there to start, doing his work, to pulling back some of that swampy muck and grabbing onto that beam thing?
Well, they're just asking Scott to really, to use Scott's trowel and be surgical and just take off kind of the vegetation that's on top of it.
You know what I noticed as soon as he did that? A giant boulder. Like more impressive than a lot of the other boulders that they find impressive.
Well, yeah, they're pulling off the vegetation, and even Rick points out, they're like, whoa.
Oh, big boulder just out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought the same thing. Are we not checking it for marks? Where's Guppy? He should be over there.
They get him.
But not for that.
If Guppy's there and he sees a large boulder, he's like, oh, you know what? You guys don't even tell me. I'm gonna make sure that goes on my map.
But speaking of Guppy, and we didn't talk about this in this opening scene when Charles and Steve are at the wash table. I had said to you yesterday, like, just pause that, because they come in and Steve and Charles are at the wash table and Steve's holding the hose and washing off the spoils. And they both have like the biggest grins on their face, like either A, they're plotting to take over the world, or B, they're plotting to take over the world, or C, they are just like the happiest guys whistling a tune, working on the railroad.
They are in their happy place.
I think I got a screenshot of it. I'm going to have to share it, but I've never seen two guys so happy at a wash table. It's like there was a song playing in their head. That is all.
Whistle while you work.
I would have loved to see Charles and Steve bust out into a whistle.
Dueling whistlers. That'd be fun.
Oh, I need to calm down. I have not had enough coffee this morning.
Yeah, so
back to the wood.
Yeah, they get it kind of exposed, and Gary's like, "Whoa, look at this!" They find this giant spike and these fasteners, and it's like, this is definitely, obviously put here for some sort of purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe another structure.
Could it be?
Yeah, so
it could be, by the way.
And then we have the sheriff who comes down off of his horse, with his 6-shooter and his spurs, and his 10-gallon hat.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, so he's out there, and he says that thou okay. He actually, so Scott has like so many lines in this episode. This is so great. This is breakout episode.
It is.
Yeah. So what does he say? Do you remember?
I'm looking through my notes and I don't remember what he said.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what he said because I remembered it, then I forgot, and now I'm trying to remember again. So Scott says, he's the one that said that kind of wood, like that kind of a log, it's the right size and shape for a deck. Like a dock. I mean, not a deck.
Yeah,
dock.
if you were gonna build a dock,
you would use that kind of wood.
You would use
timbers like that.
Timbers like
timbers.
that.
There you go.
And
we got there.
Woo! By timbers like that, he means one's cut exactly like Lincoln logs.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
I didn't because I wasn't looking that close.
I said it out loud while watching the episode.
I remember you saying that, and I was like, I guess.
Any child that has ever owned Lincoln logs, like, I swear, when that aired, how many people yelled, "It's a Lincoln log!" at the same time
all across North America.
Exactly. And there was a lot of people.
Yeah. So anyway, they found some timber. It's important. It's got some fasteners. It's got the
2 big spikes coming out of either side.
It's something to take note of. I can almost guarantee. Well, I guarantee this wood is being sent out for dendrochronology.
You would hope so.
Testing. Stat.
And they call over Steve to market, and he's like, "Come over. We need you, young man, to." Is Steve the youngest one on the island?
Peter Fernetti.
Oh, duh.
Come on.
It's Alex older than Steve?
I don't know. Isn't Steve like my age? I'm 38.
You two are the same age, and I'm thinking, if young man, I was trying to think of someone calling you, "Come over here, young man." It made me giggle.
Sometimes they say that to older people too. They say,
like as an insult.
No, it's like an ironic thing, like
an insult.
It's not an insult. No, it's not an insult. It's not an insult.
Kind of like when they call me ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Anyway, All right, let's go back. Gary is asking Rick what the best plan of attack is, right? And I'm actually I'm backwards in the notes.
was like, you're backwards. We're almost to the end of this swamp thing, because the swamp thing, we've already talked about that when they pull it out, they've got the 2 spikes coming out either way. I've seen people all over the internet say, did they just find a telephone pole? Because they found the 2 like spikes coming out either way, and it looks like the thing you climb.
Like the rungs.
I'm still going with Lincoln log timber dock.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so that's kind of what's happened in the swamp.
It's
fun. Yeah, lots of fun activity in the swamp. I enjoyed the swamp stuff this episode.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of progress was made.
Didn't see a lot of Dr. Spooner, the swamp doctor, though.
Mm-mm.
But you know he's around, right?
I wanted to point out something while we're in the swamp. So in the, we kept going back to the, was it drilling down?
Drilling down, yes.
So we had a drilling down earlier this year, right before
season or episode 1 from
yes,
the season, yeah.
And they're hiding something from Maddie behind the excavator. And to me, I went back and watched it because watching that episode now, after all this information, it's a little mind-boggling.
Did you see her? Her eyes were like open wider, like it's eye-opening.
Spooner, I mean, they're kind of teasing Maddie.
Yeah.
And they're talking about this feature that they found in the swamp. And right now we know that the stone pathway is a 20 by 70.
Yep, that's what they've said many times.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Spooner goes on to say that, it leads them to other things, but he also goes on and says last time he checked, it was at 200 to 300 feet in length.
That's way longer than 70 feet.
So if I'm looking back, gathering the clues as a good treasure hunter would do. And I highly encourage you to go back and watch the
drilling down Maddie Blake before the season started.
Yeah. Where they were pulling wood out of the money pit, which we'll touch on that here shortly when we get to that. But to me, I'd be surprised if the stone pathway or even whatever this wood thing is that they found, it could have been dock or it could be part of the pathway. We don't know how it relates. One of those is 200 to 300 feet in length at the time in which they filmed. Now, when they filmed, we know it was on September 11th because it says when they're in the money pit and they say, you're looking at this morning's work. And this morning's work shows on the table with the dating as September 11th.
Man, you're good.
It's
super
in the detail.
sleuthy.
You're not getting anything by me.
Deidre's a modern day Nancy Drew.
I am the Nancy Drew, also known as Deidre White. So,
AKA DE 9.75.
Oh,
okay,
we're
not there yet. My bad.
We're gonna get into it.
All
I'll
right.
tell you that.
All right.
But 200 to 300 feet. Let's imagine that the road is that long.
Mm-hmm.
What is and he's saying that at that time it could be even longer, and he's saying it leads to other things.
I wonder if it leads to the pine tar kiln, or I wonder if it leads to the money pit.
Could it the serpent mound? Like maybe it's a road to spoils. It could be I don't know. It just hurts
maybe
my
it's
head.
A road to the anchors.
It could be a lot of
Maybe
things.
it's a road to Isaac's Point.
Mm-hmm.
And where that stone triangle was.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know.
Okay, that was it. I encourage you to go back and watch that.
Please do.
Mhm.
Money pit time. We have Craig Tester with Scott Barlow again.
Mm-hmm.
Big breakout episode.
Breakout.
We got Charles, Steve, and Terry all standing around the operating table.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what our buddy Terry likes to call it.
Yes.
All right, so the wood that they're looking at spoils, one of the choice sausages from Borehole DE 9.25. Deidre's favorite because it's Deidre's borehole.
I can't. Well, I mean,
DE.
technically, it's DE. The ninth letter in the alphabet is I, so it's actually named after me. So DE.
It should be your favorite. Right?
I, and then point, and 25 is my lucky number.
She was born on 12/25,
Yo.
Christmas Day, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I still hate this naming system with a passion. Why are we changing something that was already working? This feels like a diversion. I think Charles is naming these holes now.
No, I think it's Craig.
Okay.
This is Craig's map.
So we
Craig's drill
know
plan.
Steve is doing an interview with the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond podcast.
Cool. When's he doing that?
He is doing February 13th.
Coming up.
day before Valentine's Day. Remember when he did it on Mother's Day
Aw,
for us?
Hearts for Steve.
Hearts for Steve. I will be grilling him about, well, please make sure you put up my question because I would like to start a petition.
Jeff's in the chat. I saw him.
Jeff, I will definitely be asking. I'm going to well craft my question about why in the world we have gone to this new naming system and that I would like to start a petition to go back.
All right. So Jeff Freeman is the host of the Curse of Oak Island Beyond podcast.
Him and Jack do it. Linda is their admin. They've got a crew over there.
Yeah. So go check them out. Give them a like on Facebook. Give them a listen. Good stuff. Good people.
We've had a little chat with them about doing a little something together too. So
what?
Yeah, in case you didn't know, by the way.
Yeah. With them?
Yeah, let's have a grand old time.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Anywho,
cool. Sounds good.
I hate this borehole.
Bring it all the way back around to that.
Bringing it full circle. This hole is 10.5 feet away from OC1. Well, the OC1 site, right? Which are spoils we've been looking through this year because we hadn't got done doing last year's spoils. Yeah. We catch a shot of Steve smelling wood, which I laughed out loud.
Well, that was always who else smells wood?
Rick.
Often. Yeah, Rick's always, you know.
Yeah.
You see your boss doing it enough, you're like, oh, you know, I need to know the difference in the smell.
I feel like we caught him doing it though. When I was watching it, I actually laughed out loud when Steve smelling wood. I'd do it with anybody I caught smelling wood.
They're at a depth of 156.
Yep.
In this amazing borehole DE 9.25. Craig says that it went from rock formation into a beam. So either is moved over and is completely pushed over onto its side, or we are coming down onto a shaft or tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's what we like to hear.
Terry asks in regards to this hole, do we want to keep going deeper? See if we hit bedrock. Craig agrees. Yeah, definitely. And Scott says that's the only thing it could be, right? I mean, we're pretty darn deep here. Steve says that if we can confirm this is a potential tunnel from 1706, we keep taking shots. Gotta keep taking shots. And all I can think of is, yep. Steve wants shots and Rick wants a keg.
Bring back Dave Blankenship.
I know. Where's Dave with a shot when you need him?
No, we got Dave this next week.
I know. I can't wait.
So on February 2nd, we've got a drilling down. I think it's called Dave Blankenship's Oak Island. So we got Dave coming, guys. That's exciting.
Steve says, we could have 300-year-old wood. We need to bring more up. Charles, gotta chase it. I agree, Charles. Let's chase. The chase is on.
Well, Craig's like, whoa, guys. I wouldn't mind some treasure, too.
Yeah, we don't just need wood. And Scott's thinking, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You keep the wood. I'll take the treasure.
So I agree. Probably hiding in at Scott Barlow's house.
Yeah, so treasure's at Scott Barlow's. I'll be right there.
Yeah, so Terry goes over to the choice drilling guys, Tedford, and says, hey, we need to keep going. What did he say, 10 or 15 feet?
Yeah, just take it deeper, whatever you can do.
Let's see what we got. And
this is in the interview portion. Craig talks about having 4 or 5 different sites that he's really interested in.
Yeah, one of them is obviously DE 9.25. So good on you, Craig.
Good on you.
Love it.
Find a new name. The next choice sausage hits the table, and Terry pulls splinters of wood out of it.
Yeah, and they're kind of big.
And then Scott finds some other splinters. They're all about the size of like a writing utensil.
Yeah, but the one that I think Steve was playing with, it looked like a chicken bone or something. Didn't it look weird?
I don't remember Steve and a chicken bone. I totally missed
like
that.
A drumstick or something.
I caught him smelling the wood, but
maybe that was the one. I don't know. It was funny the way it was shaped. It didn't look like a stick.
A stick. Steve stick.
Yeah. So at this point, they are at 185 feet. That's really deep. That's much deeper than the deepest known excavations on Oak Island to that point, which were from the Hamilton extension back in the 1940s. So, big deal.
Yeah, we get a whole thing about the Hamilton extension. Yeah, let's go deeper.
Let's go deeper. And then we've got
More money pit.
Yeah, more money pit stuff. We still have Scott, Terry, Charles, Craig.
Everybody at DE 9.25.
Yes, my favorite. It's my favorite because it's named after you. Is that wrong of me to enjoy something that
brings me pain? Yes.
Yeah. You have a smile on your face. You're fine.
Doesn't mean it doesn't bring me pain.
All right.
I smile through it.
All right, so they're still looking at this 185-foot deep spoils choice sausage.
Yep.
Craig cleans off one of the larger splinters of wood and says that this wood is darker to him, so it verifies that this has been underground for an extended period of time. Time to bag it and tag it.
Bag it and tag it. Let's roll.
Mm-hmm. And then Charles states that the deepest anyone has ever excavated, like we were mentioning before, was 171 feet. That's with the Hamilton extension. Right now, they're below 180. This has never been touched by a searcher before. Big deal. Like, no, I mean, like, it's not like big deal. Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah. But I also have a question. So what we know is, especially after they explain it in the war room and we're looking at the maps, is that each of these holes, because they're 6-inch casings, and then you get the 4-inch
inserts,
sausage that comes out.
Yep.
And something like that size, especially so deep, is going to deviate, right? They walk, as they say, and they're walking a decent distance. If each square is 5 feet, if you look at the measurements on the side of the map, then, and they're walking across multiple squares, and we don't know at what angle, is 180 feet actually how deep they are when it's walked? Or do they not have that information till later? Because if you're walking, is it how long the casing is?
Well, the guys that are putting the drill pieces together to keep it going down, they know how many pieces they've used. So they can detect, they know exactly the length. But I don't know, like, hasn't the elevation of the money pit changed over time too? So like, are they using the same elevation from, maybe 180 feet today was 170 before or whatever?
Understanding from like previous episodes and what I've seen like cast members reply to people is that yes, they do it from what the original they take that into account. But my question is, when we say we're at 180 feet deep, are we indeed 180 feet deep, or are we actually saying we're at 180 length? I would like clarity.
Well, people. So you can ask.
Doesn't mean they'll tell me anything. True. Nobody tells me anything. They got NDAs.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
All right, so
that's my question.
We do head over to the war room to talk about some of the stuff with because Marty's real interested.
Yeah, Craig's gonna update him on the
got to hang out with Craig, right? Is this
probably
he's got to hang out with Craig this season? Yeah, I don't know. Craig needed to like give Marty the lowdown.
Yep.
And so that's what he does. He sits him down, says, goes over the plan, right? Or whatever, what he's been up to.
And he's pointing out the different drill sites, right? And he's showing them, okay, so here's OC1 where we're from last year. We knew there shouldn't be wood. We didn't think there was tunnel. There was. We pulled out wood. Marty agrees. They had to chase that, right?
Yeah.
And Craig says there's a number of places this potential tunnel could lead. So he decided to have them start with E12.
Yes.
And he points out that unfortunately, which we can see on this map, E12 walks a lot. And it actually goes all the way to the center of OC1.
And again, by saying walking, it deviated from being straight down. It's like it veered off.
Yeah. So that's going to happen, especially with that size. That's why when we put the big cans down, something that solid is not going to deviate the same way.
Not even close.
Yeah. So they walk really far. Okay, really far is a relative term. So it looked like, I don't have the pictures.
Some of those could be like a dozen feet. That's pretty far.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was looking at this one, and I think it was maybe even 15 feet by the time, because it looked like it went all the way to the center of OC1.
Yeah.
Now, you still have to pay for that hole, and yet Marty says, it's a pity because that means this hole essentially gave you no data whatsoever.
Yep.
Craig agrees. Like, this hole didn't help. It didn't hurt.
They should get a discount on that one.
Because of the deviation.
Yeah, they didn't ask for a deviation.
No.
Choice did it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What a choice.
That was Choice's choice. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It's just the way it is when you put something that thin into the ground. It won't go straight down.
No, you're not usually drilling a well.
That's why they
deep
need
either.
a 200-foot wide, 230-foot deep big dig. And we didn't win the lottery, so we can't.
So we can't pay for it.
We can't pay for it.
Sorry.
Unfortunately.
But you notice they continue to go deeper and deeper. Like
Yeah.
later in this episode, they're around 210. And I'm going, this is why Steve wants the 230-foot hole.
Yep.
Right?
It is.
I agree. Pro 230-foot hole. Deep.
$50 million.
hole. That's it.
Yeah.
Just pocket change. No big deal.
Marty asked Craig where they went next,
Mhm.
and Craig says they moved on to DE 9.25.
And this is where he begins to tell him we named it after our biggest fan, and we thought it would drive her crazy if we just gave it some random numbers that don't make sense.
Mission accomplished, Craig.
Yes,
Thank
mission
you.
accomplished. Thank you, Craig. I would still like to come to the island and bring a gnome with me. So DE 9.25, which is what they're currently drilling on, and on his handy dandy sheet, he says that it is going to the southeast, which is towards OC1. And this is, where we've pulled up pieces of wood. He talks about those pieces of wood being a splinter or like the size of a pen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Marty asks Craig, what do we have on record for like the 180 feet?
He's like, nada.
Nothing.
Zip.
Essentially nothing. Like it just doesn't make sense. But every time we're headed towards OC1, we're getting more
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're getting wood. So it makes total sense, right? And
Yeah.
Marty seems excited about this.
He did. And yeah, well, he said you can't ignore data.
Nope.
So let's keep going after it. You know, he said he was tired of finding wood before, but this stuff it's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's in a spot where it shouldn't be.
It's
Or
good
it has
data.
no business being unless somebody before any searcher ever dug on Oak Island put it there.
Craig says they're Marty asked if they're still drilling on it. He's like, keep going deeper. Like, this makes sense. And Craig says they were debating whether or not they should go deeper in this hole.
He's like, do it. Do it.
And says, absolutely, like, you have to go deeper. We could be looking at part of the collapse of the money pit itself.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. That's a big deal.
And so we have Craig going back to the money pit with, the usual gang of characters hanging around the money pit these days. Around Terry's operating table, we got Charles, Steve, and Scott, and Terry. Oh, Doug and Rick were even there.
Yeah, they pulled
bring
up.
the whole crowd.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I hear there's some exciting things going on over here.
And so Terry lets Rick and Doug know that they have some very interesting wood at a depth of 180 feet out of DE 9.25. And they pull a nice large chunk out of a wood beam that they found in the area, and they showed it to him. And they're like, this shouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, this is bigger than a splinter. This is like a disc of wood.
Yeah.
And which is definitely encouraging. And Rick asks if we can tell if it's horizontal or vertical. And sorry to say with like the walking and the deviation of the holes. But as far as Craig can tell, it appears horizontal. So if this is indeed a tunnel that is still partly intact, which it may not be now, then that wouldn't make sense if it's like a support beam. Terry tells Rick and Doug looks like possibly from a tunnel. Which tunnel? We're not sure.
But Steve,
he's a hopeful dude.
What does he say?
One of the options is we could be inside the money pit.
Ooh.
Well, hot dog.
That's what we like to hear.
That's right.
That's the optimism we love. All right.
Someone's got to be when you got a negative Nevin around. We heart you. I heart Nevin.
That's why they keep him away from the money pit.
He doesn't even like the money pit, so
he doesn't care for the money pit.
No.
All right, Craig goes on to show the splinters of the wood found. Craig says that at least 5 feet above all these pieces of wood, they had a very good,
very competent
rock. Right. So, I mean, that's like Rick.
Good for tunneling.
Rick is totally amazed. Basically, he says this is an aha. And if you got Rick saying that stuff, he doesn't say that kind of stuff lightly. He just doesn't. You know, he says sometimes you could have an aha. He said this is an aha. So he thinks they're all in the right spot. And I do too.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good aha.
Yeah. So then Terry asks what he is thinking with this hole, and Craig says, "Well, we got to just keep going." Steve says that he thinks that they should probably run this one to bedrock. 210 feet deep is what all they should need. And now it's just Terry and Charles at the table because I think they went away, then they came back. They got that 210-foot casing or the choice sausage out, and they open it up and they start picking at the core.
They don't get anything.
Yeah, and it's just kind of it's like untouched stuff, but it's like nothing of substance or consequence. So they kind of put a lid on DE 9.25 at that point, and they move on to the next target.
On to the next one.
Which is, do you have that in front of you? 9 or E11, right?
E11. 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 That seems like such a, I don't know, a logical name for it. It must be on the cross point of E
I don't know.
and 11.
Yeah. So, anywho, that's kind of the whole episode.
It was
a fun one. And now we have to talk about next time on The Curse of Oak Island.
So we had the next time on, which came on right after the show aired. And then there's most recently a next time on, like an advertisement on the History Channel. They do a preview sometimes a couple days before the airing of the show.
And it has a little bit of extra footage.
Yeah, something a little bit different.
All right. So on the one that we saw at the end of the episode, we see Charles saying, "This is the Tupper shaft, which was 10 feet away from the money pit." That's good. Triangulation. You know, you're getting
except that down. It's moving.
We got big pieces of wood. Marty says, "Well, great, guys." Then
we're finding the money pit.
And they got the swamp. And they're scraping off the top layer of what could be
more road on
and
the upland area.
Maybe up to 200 feet. Right? That's what Spooner was alluding to at the beginning of the season. And we get a lot of rocks, and it looks like more of the stone road. It's just, that's what it is, right?
Well, I'm saying that's what it is because we heard Dr. Spooner say 200 to 300 feet in length, and we do not have that much road yet.
We're getting there. All right, so then they find some leather in the spoils from OC1 because they're still going through the spoils. They have not finished yet. There's too much work to do out of that borehole, and they're getting to it now.
I have a couple bones to pick here.
And?
Okay, so they're there, and we know Michael John finds more leather.
Do we know that?
That's what it
looked like
shows.
Alex found it.
Well, Alex was hanging on. Like he saw it afterwards. I'm pretty sure it's Michael John.
Okay, yeah, he finds
I got
stuff.
$10 on it.
Michael
finds
John
stuff.
is a finder.
He's found almost an entire shoe at this point. And here's my problem. Alex calls this like a major breakthrough, right?
Well,
this is a huge deal.
Someone else said that this could be the find of the season for the other piece of leather. Who was that?
I don't know. Steve said it probably about
the other piece of leather. He said this could be the find of the season.
Yeah, but then Laird comes over and like crushes his dreams, right? And he's so sad, and everybody's sad, but we probably never sent out the leather yet because Steve found it. So for some reason, it's unvaluable leather. But then, Hensky's at the table. Michael John finds what looks to be the heel of a shoe. Probably came from the same shoe from when Guppy was at the table.
Guppy's going to get some
I hope he gets some validation.
He does. He's going to get some validation.
This is justice for Gup.
Justice for Guppy.
And Marty's freaking out because we're getting data back because apparently they had it sent out and tested. And I took a screenshot of the probability of how old it was. I mean,
and it said
I don't have all the details,
Well,
but
it said that it was 95%. He was 95% sure it was from 1492.
yeah, but
Here,
that's what Craig says. But I think he's talking about something else, because then we have results from Alex later
I see.
that saying that the shoe is older than we thought it was, but he doesn't say the actual dates. Craig, I think, is talking about something completely different.
I'm lost.
Yeah, I know. Okay, because you didn't see the second preview.
It's part of life.
It is. And they're like, Columbus could have been wearing this shoe.
Oh, he actually says that.
Yes.
Well, if it's 1492, yeah.
Marty says that Columbus could have been wearing this shoe. Now, if I just don't know why they didn't get excited about Steven and
you know what?
Michael finding the shoe leather.
You know you need to do.
But Alex and, is Laird only... Is he like trolling Steve and like only crushing Steve's dreams and doesn't feel like crushing Alex's?
Let it go. Let it go. He'll get validation. It's okay.
We don't know that. Justice for Steve.
All right. So what else is up in the second?
I don't know. I'm really upset about this leather thing, obviously. Whatever it is that Craig has that he's 95% sure about, that is 1942.
No, not 1942.
1492.
The year Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Okay, I'm dyslexic too, so leave me alone.
I still love you. It's fine.
That's good. Could it have been like wood that that log that they found in the swamp?
I don't know if he's saying leather, or if they're saying that that's leather, and if Marty's saying Columbus could have worn that shoe. 1492 is a Columbus thing, okay?
Okay, so I get
they're
that.
They're talking about the shoe there.
Yes, but when I'm looking at the data from the screenshot where Marty's looking at it, and it clearly says shoe heel, and it has these variations in the different dates, right? It does not say on there that it is 95% from 1492. It does not, absolutely does not say that.
I don't know.
No,
okay,
I know it does not say that.
Okay.
It does have that date on there, and it's higher, but it's not that. I think Craig is talking about something completely different. They also, remember, they sent out that charcoal for secondary opinion, because they're like, well, why is this such an outlier in dates? Maybe it's from that.
That was 1420 to 15, or no, that was, the charcoal was like 1440, right?
Yeah, which seemed like a big outlier. And if this is spoils from the money pit or wherever, or from the swamp, I don't know. I think he's probably talking about that because Alex is the one that's been delivering them information about the shoe. Okay, I think we get two separate sets of dates. I was just trying to get to the fact that Craig has his sneaky face on where he's like so excited to share information that's like,
he just can't.
He's like, guess what? That's Craig's excited face.
You like that face.
It is. It's a wonderful face.
All right. So is that all we got for next time on?
I got that Laird looks shocked. So
about what?
I don't know. He's rocked, and Rick is gobsmacked. He said he was gobsmacked. And Gary's metal detecting
beep, 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 beep.
near. So we get an overhead shot of the stone path.
Okay.
And they've dug a trench along the side of it, and the trench actually kind of looks like it veers off to the left.
Whoa.
Veers off to the left.
Yep.
And I'm thinking it probably follows the stone path, because we know it's at least like 300 feet in length. And Gary's detecting around there, and he finds something small. Pulls it up.
What did you find, Gary?
What the heck is that? And Spooner goes, "Is that a key?" It's like this little thing, and like I got a screenshot. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't further investigated, but maybe it's a key to that secret box that the knob came off of.
All right. Okay.
I'm really worked up about this shoe.
Calm down. Let the show play out, and then you'll know if you need to really stand up for Steve or not. Okay.
Stand up for Steve. It's another hashtag. Justice for Steve. Stand up for Steve. We have Scott's trowel. What else came out of this episode? There were some good ones.
So I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Calm down, Sandy. Sorry,
All right, so that's the end of the episode. That's the next time on, which is actually tomorrow night in the United States.
Yep.
Next Sunday in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So what else do we have to talk about today?
We need to talk about some clot-worthy moments.
Oh, what won last week?
I don't know. What won? Sir Dustin of White?
I don't know.
I don't know, because I said he was going to put it up right afterwards, and
I forgot.
And he didn't. So
I forgot.
My
bad. It's all on me.
We're gonna pretend that it never happened, and we're gonna get our ducks in a row or our geese looking in the same direction. Okay. So
I'm gonna say whichever one. No winner last week. Never mind.
No winner last week.
All right. So do we have competitors for the clot-worthy moment this week?
We do, and now I'm like, where'd they go?
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Okay, so for this week, which Dustin is going to put up. Okay, here's the first one.
A wooden beam discovered next to the stone pathway? Could they be connected? Or has Billy Gerhardt just found a different man-made structure?
Wow.
Yay! This is the first time Billy has got to show up
in a
clot-worthy moment.
Yeah, well, Billy found the beam, right? Billy's beam.
Billy's beam.
Is that your hashtag?
Hashtag Billy's beam. Okay. Oh, see, that was the hashtag I was missing.
There
Billy's beam.
Billy's beam.
Billy's beam. Scott's trowel. Justice for Steve.
Team Billy.
Team Billy.
Yeah. All right, so that's the first choice for clot-worthies. What's next?
Okay, next one.
A wood timber found alongside the stone pathway in the swamp? And giving off strong signals for iron?
Wow, that was a mouthful.
Beam versus beam.
Beam versus beam combat.
Yep.
It's like I don't know. Like, can you make a battle bot out of wood?
I don't know. Can you?
Probably not.
It'd probably get destroyed,
Yeah,
and it would have to literally be wood versus wood.
Yeah. So, anywho, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/OakIslandPodcast, and click on the Could It Be an Oak Island group, and that's where you'll be able to vote for this week's clot-worthy moments.
Yep.
Or you can go to Twitter, and that's twitter.com/OakIslandPod.
Yep.
And you can find us there.
Yes. There are other places you can find us on social media. Of course, you've already talked about our Facebook page. We do our podcast live there. And we just post and share a lot of stuff publicly there.
Yeah, when everybody enjoyed all of our Oak Island cartoon characters.
Yes.
That was on our Facebook page. And
yep.
Actually, I guess you posted on Instagram too, right?
Yeah. So we also have Instagram. We're at Oak Island Podcast there. Yep. You can shoot us an email at OakIslandPodcast at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. That's right. You can call us on our Oak Island Podcast voicemail line. Somebody called this week and got scared and didn't leave a message.
Sad.
If that was you, well.
Wasn't me.
Oh, well. Yeah, if you'd like to call us, like Marty Lagina did once, we're never going to let that one go.
Nope.
360-836-4549. Call that number and you can join us on the show. Basically, we can play your comment, and
I think you can actually text that number too.
Text it. Text 360-836-4549.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe they're too scared to leave a message.
Yeah. Or, we would really like some emails. So,
yeah.
Deidre did give the email address, which once again is OakIslandPodcast@gmail.com. That would be fun to read some of your guys' emails and comments about the show, about the podcast, or about whatever.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned reviews lately. So
maybe about our gnomes.
There. Yeah.
See all these
Keep
guys?
Keep an eye out for them.
So tonight we have Oak Island Trivia.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have Oak Island Pregame. Think about it for Oak Island Pregame, but what would you name these guys? I don't know. Could be fun. Yeah. Could be a fun exercise.
It feels like they need some names.
Yeah. So,
we haven't been able to name the entire army yet, just the ones that have been deployed.
So, but we have these guys that haven't been deployed yet. So there they are.
Yep.
All right. Do we have anything else we need to share? Oh, there's one thing I wanted to bring this up. This is a script from The Curse of Oak Island, not a scripted TV show. It's just a script because
Is the dialogue from?
literally they put the show together and they send it to Robert Clotworthy so that he can do his bits.
Narration.
His bits are at the end, way after they film everything.
Yeah.
They have it all here for him so he can read along with it and do his bits when he needs to do his bits. Anyway, Robert Clotworthy sent this to us, and it says, "Could it be? We got more wood? Peace, love, and iceholes from Robert Clotworthy 2021." Love it. Thank you,
Love
Robert.
it. Yes, thank you, Robert.
Beautiful. And we have the script that we have is for episode number 714, which is
Season
season
7.
7, episode 14,
Mhm.
Burnt Offerings. Fun episode and fun script. So I wanted to share that. Is there anything else we've got going on this week? Oh yeah, we're going to Las Vegas for a wedding this week, and we will. I don't know how that's going to affect our next podcast because there's going to be no episode of The Curse of Oak Island the following week. We have a week off, and that's when the Dave Blankenship Drilling Down special will be on instead of The Curse of Oak Island. So,
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do a live of some sort while we're out and about.
in Vegas,
Why not?
maybe.
Maybe we'll just do something like a fun chat.
Maybe
Maybe we'll have coffee with them.
Maybe we'll have one of them with us. One of this guy's
Ooh,
brothers.
I mean, we know he likes to roam.
They're going
Roam
from here on
like
out.
you want
Now that
to.
it's known what we're hiding, these will be more public. To like, there'll be more
Now that you know why we got the gnomes,
they're going to be more like visual.
yes,
They'll be more out there in the open.
they will be.
Because we got a ton of them, and just because we have one doesn't mean we're hiding one in that area. But it doesn't mean we aren't either.
Exactly. I know since we've had them, you and I have both gone a few places.
Many places.
And then we live close to some wonderful places.
We do.
I guess it's getting time to deploy the Instagram page for our gnomes and our Facebook page for the
the
gnomes.
Army of Gnomes.
Here they come.
All right. Is there anything else we have today?
No, we really do need to finish it up, let them go, and
Let them go.
let them go.
All right. We will see you tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern for Oak Island Trivia.
Yes.
That's on Mondays. So we're going to be here tonight for it, and we will see y'all then.
All right. Have a good
Day?
day.
Yeah.
So until next time.
Could it be?